Okay guys, so you've all seen these maps before, the Edgar Casey future US maps, okay? I'm not promoting him or endorsing Edgar Casey in any way. He's probably a Freemason, just like the rest of them. But basically this map, we got obviously the dark shaded area here are the flooded areas, okay? Got California. We've got a strip going up from the Gulf of Mexico up to the Great Lakes, well past the Great Lakes, and also the east coast is flooded here as well. Now we got to keep in mind as well, FEMA have got all these underwater body bags as well that they've ordered millions of, as well as all the other stuff they've got. But you know, could we be possibly looking at an event here that is going to consist of water, earthquakes and tsunamis maybe? Here again we've got one in a bit of colour here. Just can't see this. Why, this one's heading, yeah, this one is heading up to the Great Lakes, but on some of them it seems to head a little bit off to the left. This one's heading off to the right a little bit, but we get the approximate direction. I'll tell you what though, on every picture it's all in the same place where it's heading from the Gulf, it seems to be. What's that one? There's this one. Now as you can see, here's Louisiana, it's Wisconsin up here, California. Obviously we've got the east coast here. Now I just want to remind you, do you remember this that I done a couple of years ago? Sorry, yeah, almost 2 years ago now. It was the Fallen Angel advert for Lynx or Axe deodorant. Now it just so happened that this advert was filmed in Croatia in a town called Split, okay? Now all the number plates in it, for some reason, they came out as zip codes. When you punched them in as zip codes, they came out as locations in the US. Now, that was the locations on the map. A couple of them were from the green ones, I think we can ignore, to be honest. So just count the red ones, the ones from the Fallen Angel advert. So we've got California. The ones heading down, straight down, towards Louisiana, from the Great Lakes, and also from Florida up towards New York on the East Coast. We're actually going to take a quick look at the map. A few of them have fallen off, and it's been messed up a little bit. I haven't done much with this map. I was putting the flags on it every time there was an earthquake, but if I stopped doing that well over a year ago, I wouldn't see the map otherwise. Now I'd be broke for buying plastic flags as well. There's been so many earthquakes. Okay, so so we got these are the locations that came off the Fallen Angel advert, but it also correlates to the Edgar Casey map and also the events which are going on in the mainstream at the moment, okay? Now, could it be possible that the East Coast, could it be possible that the East Coast will be affected from the Canary Islands, El Hierro volcano that is there, okay? Now keeping in mind, it's huge, it's absolutely huge. Was it 480 square kilometers of mountain that's going to fall into the sea that would create a mega tsunami if it went in. Now, as you know, that's been in the mainstream media for earthquake swarms again. Okay, so it's in the equation. There's stuff going on here, okay? We've seen it. There's proof of that. Now, what could affect, obviously, the going down through from Wisconsin down to Louisiana here, okay? Now, obviously, we've got the New Madrid fault line. We have the Gulf of Mexico, which is completely compromised. Everything about it is a toxic dump, isn't it? Plus, we've got this Louisiana sinkhole going on here now as well, okay, which has massive implications of it being over this dome. Also, of it being filled with gas that could produce a big enough explosion to be 100 Hiroshimas, okay? So, you know, you can see pretty much more of an earthquake problem here, maybe, down the central Louisiana to Wisconsin. East Coast, maybe more of a flooding event, tsunami, possibly, okay? Now, we've got California, okay? Now, could it just be possible that, I mean, when you look at the map here, okay, we all know that Japan, that has been in the media a lot. It got hit by the biggest earthquake we heard of in a long time. It's a right mess, okay? We haven't heard much about Japan lately. I doubt very much it's got any better whatsoever. If I were to guess, I would say it's got worse. The last thing I remember seeing, it was suffering from liquefaction. It was spewing out radiation from Fukushima. It's basically a wet, soggy sponge that's floating. But again, it's a massive piece. It's a massive piece of land. And as a lot of you know, it's sitting on a shelf here, okay? And if it were to slide in, okay, we've got the angle here. We've got it's on the between 30 and 45 degree angle, okay? Now, if we come across on the 30-45 degree angle here, it comes straight across to California, okay? So it just gives you a bit of an idea what, you know, what I'm thinking could possibly happen here. Okay, so could it be possible that, you know, possibly maybe, you know, Revelation 8, where it talks about, let me read it. And the second angel sounded, and as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. Okay, so as we're just talking about El Hierro, Hierro actually means iron, okay? Now, I'm not sure, I haven't looked into this, but maybe it could be possible that it's called that because it has a high iron content, maybe, the rock there. Now, if that was the case, if it had a high iron content, not only would it look like a great mountain burning with fire, obviously, if a volcano split in half, it would look like a mountain on fire, but also it would have the possibility of turning the sea red, orange to red, with the iron. The iron would turn the water orange to red. You know, I'm not saying thus saith the Lord or anything. I'm just giving a few possibilities, and the main thing, just something to pray about, okay? Also, could it be possible that Revelation 18:21 could be referencing it? I don't know. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a giant millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all in thee." Now, I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, that's, you know, that's the Vatican, that's Rome." Yes, but, you know, in my opinion, Babylon is a massive structure. It's a, you know, it's just about every trading structure on, you know, on the globe. But I think actually, you know, the Vatican is actually Mystery Babylon, okay? But that again is just my opinion. Okay, so also there's a part in Revelation 12, because I said, you remember, where it could be possible that Japan slides in, maybe, you know, I was thinking that could possibly have relation to Revelation 12. If I can just find which part I want to read to you. Okay, Revelation 12:15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Now that's pretty strange, you know, because that could possibly be the ripping that, you know, will be, that we have just been looking at on the maps, you know. Maybe that is involved in it somehow. Okay guys, so could it be possible, what is actually going on here, keeping in consideration that the ground is falling away with the sinkholes, the fault lines shifting, becoming unstable, there are loud, you know, loud booms being heard in Wisconsin, Louisiana, California. Is it possible that we are actually having a demolition job done? Well, I say we, you guys are having a demolition job done under your feet, underneath you, because it seems like we know a lot more about stealth, super top secret aircraft than what there is to be found about these tunnel boring machines, okay? Now I just want to read you a little bit of information from Scott Johnson's website here, Contending for Truth. Again, this PDF, everything I'm talking about will be included in the description, so you can go and look at all this for yourselves, okay? It's actually showing a picture here of North Portal, Cheyenne Mountain. Okay, and that's is given a quote here. Not only is our government focused on building deep secret cities, but so are the Illuminati families, by Fritz Springmeier. The beautiful artwork in ancient Spanish caves or the catacombs in Rome remind us that man has always had an underground presence during the 1990s. My research repeatedly brought me in contact with individuals who stated that they had been in deep underground military bases, okay? Now, here's the one, Cheyenne Mountain. And here's the United States Air Force boring machine, okay? Photo of United States Air Force tunnel boring machine at Little Skull Mountain, Nevada, USA, December 1982. There are many rumours of secret military tunnels in the United States. If the rumours are true, machines such as the one shown here are used to make the tunnels. Now you've got to keep in mind, look how old these pictures are, okay? So who knows what they've got now? This is the $13 million tunnel boring machine, TBM, used for tunnelling at the Nevada test site. Remember that Area 51 is part of the test site. Many other types of TBMs are used by many government agencies, including the nuclear-powered TBM, that melts solid rock and leaves behind glass-like walls. Most tunnelling activities under military installations, and all information is highly